the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
If you win, that's great. If you lose, you move on with it.
I love it. Speaking of moving on, there was a player who moved on from Duke here in the transfer portal. John, you've reported on him this week. Star Thomas enters the fold. Look, I'm not going to be the guy like Star Thomas, Chase Thomas. I don't know which way folks want to go in terms of Tennessee right now, but both cool names in their own right. One's a verb, one's one's if you're into astronomy, that works too.
Yeah.
But Star Thomas is a intriguing depth piece at the very least. But what do you make of Star Thomas entering the fold here for the Vols?
Well, first of all, you're getting an extremely experienced guy who was already a grad student at Duke, and now he's still a grad student at Tennessee, which is crazy. He gets the JUCO thing. Look, you got a young running back room. You've got Deshaun Bishop. You've got Peyton Lewis, who are both going into their second year in the program. Those were your veterans, and now you're getting a guy who's seen a ton of football. He's been in JUCO. He's been in the FBS now at two different stops. He's been at a Power 4, and now he's coming to Tennessee, and this is a business trip for him. This is an opportunity to boost his NFL stock and to continue playing football. So this is a kid who's going to come in determined. He comes from a small town in Louisiana. He's had to earn everything that's been handed to him. The school that he went to has produced, I think, 3 FBS players ever, and he's one of them. So this is a kid who's going to come in. He's huge, first of all. He's larger than most running backs are. He does great stuff in the pass game. I think he'll add a lot in the pass protection game as well. The question is, what does the balance look like? You probably have more of a balance than you had last year with Dylan Sampson getting, the majority of the carries. Do you see more of what we saw with Jalen Wright, Jabari Small, and Dylan Sampson? I think that's what the running back room looks like. But look, I think this could be a potential diamond in the rough scenario for Tennessee. This is a guy who was outside the top 30 running backs available in the portal, but he had a really good year at Duke last year, and he's coming in with a ton of experience and a ton of motivation to play well, because if he plays well, he's going to get to continue playing football at the next level.
And like you said, I don't think this is going to be a just one like Peyton Lewis show in 2025. I think there is reason for optimism about Peyton Lewis. I think he's going to be a good player here. But to your point, I just think it's going to be more of a combination. And Dwan Morris coming in, true freshman, like I think he is a different kind of back. So he has a possibility of getting some snaps in there. I wouldn't rule it out.
For sure.
Dylan Sampson got some snaps as a true freshman in 2022, and part of his issue was, like, I remember the Hendon Hooker block hit at LSU, actually, where he didn't pick up the block and Hooker got blasted, and that was like the last we saw of Sampson for a while. Pass blocking's huge, so Star Thomas being really good in that department, and like you said, being a grad student, being a grown man back there, my gut is Star Thomas is going to play a lot.
I'm pretty sure he's like going to be 26. I don't know that. I mean, let me see when he was born, but he graduated. He graduated high school in 2020.
Okay.
So let me see. Give me 1 second. Because now I'm curious. So Star Thomas was born on, they don't have his birthday listed. But look, the kid graduated high school in 2020. So he's been in college football. This will be his, 6th year? I mean, so 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, I don't know. I'm from Louisiana. We're not really good at the math. But look, all that aside, he's a grown man. He's without a doubt the elder statesman of that running back room that Tennessee certainly needed. So I think you not only get a talented player, you get much needed veteran leadership in that room that Tennessee would not have had if they did not have him. So I think that's another huge asset there in this pickup.
Yeah, and I think you kind of had to, right? Like Sampson gone, like there's just it's kind of the most uncertain Tennessee's running back room's been since Heupel first got there. Because I mean, this is kind of that Tion Evans edition, right? Where Tion was awesome in 2021 until he departed at the end of the season, and but he was really good, especially at Mizzou early on. It was I think you're going to see more of that rotation. But also, Deshaun Bishop has not been able to stay healthy the last 2 years at Tennessee. Peyton Lewis obviously came in banged up. He was banged up a little bit last year. Like, I don't think there's any way around Star Thomas, Peyton Lewis, and Deshaun Bishop not rotating, and Dwan Morris not playing some, just with the injury history and where Tennessee's at running back. But I think it was, by all accounts, and by just where Tennessee was and how late in the cycle they were, to add somebody like Thomas, I think is a good add for them.
The timing of it certainly is. It's really strong this late. All right, so Star Thomas, sorry, I've been locked in on figuring out how old he is. He's only 23. Again, terrible math on my end. He'll be 24 during next football season.
Hendon Hooker's age.
Not even close to 26. So
look,
absolutely false reporting on my end. He'll be 24.
It's okay. It's okay. Look, are we really that much different at 26 versus 24? Who's to say? But what do you think, though? Speaking of portal here, John, like, what is your perspective on the quiet portal window thus far for Tennessee? Are you surprised that it's been relatively quiet in terms of how many they've added, based on what you saw this past year? What do you think of it?
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.